you've described some of the accomplishments that the president has made and the investments in the country, and yet the president's polling is still in the 40s, in the low 40s.
And we know that there's more work to do. And we know that sometimes there are some Americans here in this country who feel, who are feeling the economy a little bit differently, who feel like that there's more work that can be done. And look, it's completely opposite of what Republicans in Congress want to do. They want to reward the wealthy, the corporation, give them a tax break. That's what we have seen from them.
For months, the White House has declined to discuss a possible Plan B if the president's student loan debt forgiveness program is overturned by the Supreme Court. Now, with the SCOTUS decision expected this month, perhaps in a matter of days, several constituencies are urging Biden to be ready to act. The NAACP, in a letter today to Biden, wrote, should the Supreme Court fail to uphold student debt relief, Black America demands that your administration pursue all legal pathways to make a permanent solution on student loan debt. Is the White House prepared to transition to an alternative method for student loan forgiveness if the president's plan is rejected in court?
So look, we continue to be confident in our legal, kind of a legal pathway here. He vetoed the most recent attempt by congressional Republicans to block his student debt. That was remember, that was part of a major piece of contention during the budget negotiations, and the president protected that.
Whether there is a Plan B, if it is struck down, you still can't say whether there is.
I'm just saying that we're going to focus on the fight that's in front of us right now.
The issue of reparations continues to be something that is being parsed out on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue. And with that said, the late John Conyers started with, a study. Now you have Congresswoman Bush not just asking for a study, but she's creating a resolution to push forward on reparations. What does this White House believe when it comes to this controversial issue of repairing a wrong for the descendants of Africans in this nation?
As it relates to reparations, I saw just moments ago Cori Bush's resolution. We haven't reviewed the proposal yet. It's a new proposal, so we'll take a look at it. So I can't comment on that specifically. But the president has been really clear as it relates to reparation. He wants to see a study of reparations and studying the continuing impacts of slavery. He believes that is incredibly important.
The nation is divided on this. This has been one of the biggest issues over the decades about how to repair the enslavement over generations of Africans brought to this country for free labor. Does the president believe in a financial repair for the descendants of Africans in this nation?
So look, the president called out how race inequality is a problem, right, is a crisis for us in this moment, which is why he is taking comprehensive action. When you think about what he did on the first couple of days that he walked in, signing an executive order to make sure at the federal level that we put equity at the center of this. And it is important that we continue to do this. How do we deal with the inequalities that we see in this country? And he's trying to do that on the federal level. I think because of the president's action, he's been very clear. He's been very clear how important it is, even just looking at his economic policy, how important it is to leave no one behind, have equity at the center of everything that he's done. If you look at every piece of historic piece of legislation that has passed, that he has signed, it has equity at the center of that. And that's because the president has that in mind, right, to make sure that we have equality, to make sure that we leave no one behind. I'll keep going.
Thanks, Karine. Can you say whether the president has actually read that letter from the NAACP on student debt relief, and if he has, what his reaction was?
I've not spoken to the president if he has seen, if he has read the letter or not, so I can't answer that question. But I have laid out just the last few minutes about what the president has done and how he understands how his student debt relief plan is important to this community, and so he'll continue to fight for it as we see DOJ doing. And so this is something that we think is so important. If you think about building back the economy, it deals with it in an equitable way.